There's a quiet hum and flowery branch this offseason, the kind of energy you only feel when something big is brewing. The NFL draft is already inked into the past. Voluntary workouts are humming, and mandatory minicamp is staring the Falcons dead in the eyes. But beneath the routine, one of the most pressing questions for Atlanta this summer doesn't start with a playbook, it starts with a legacy. The shadow of a legend still stretches long over this franchise, and as Raheem Morris steps into his second stint with the Falcons, this time as head coach, not interim caretaker, there's a single emotionally charged question floating in every room. Will he play his starters in the preseason? It's not just about managing risk. This is about timing, trust, and the need to spark cohesion in a roster that's still forming its identity. Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix Jr., and the preseason gamble. A note from a Falcons fan in Summerville, Georgia puts it best. Does Kirk Cousins need preseason snaps to show he's still got it, or is it pointless? It's a great question, and this isn't just any offseason, this is 2025, and this roster isn't built like last year's. This time the Falcons have options. Uncertainty, sure, but options. And that's what makes this decision so fascinating. Traditionally, Morris has leaned toward rest. He's not one to risk injuries before the real bullets fly, but this isn't a veteran-dominated team cruising toward September on autopilot. This is a Falcon squad built with raw potential, young faces, and a quarterback room teetering between the present and the future. Cousins, the veteran presence, is coming off a torn Achilles. He doesn't need a hero's entrance in August, but he might need reps. Just to knock off the rust, build chemistry with Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and remind this city why the Falcons handed him a franchise-level contract. And then there's Michael Penix Jr., a red-shirted gunslinger who only saw action in 3 games last season. Penix is the wild card. You don't draft a player like him unless you see tomorrow's headlines written in his arm. But for Penix to be ready, he needs live bullets, not just second-team reps. Actual game speed, and that means Morris may have no choice but to break his own rule. Let the kids play. Offense, defense, and the urgency to gel. The Falcons are trying to fuse 2 timelines, veterans with playoff experience and young draftees with untapped ceilings. That fusion needs chemistry. It needs context. It needs time. And while practice fields and install periods help, nothing replaces live contact. Real hits, real chaos, real moments. Look across the field and you'll find second-year studs like Brolin Trice and safety DeMarco Hellams, both recovering from injuries. Then there's a wave of promising rookies from this year's draft class who haven't yet learned how to adjust on the fly. Defensive rotations, timing in the run game, communication on the back end. Those things don't just click on day one. You have to earn them. And that's why this preseason isn't just filler. It's foundational. What's next? A legacy to honor, a future to protect. In the weeks ahead, a tribute to one of Atlanta's greatest icons will shake the heart of the fan base. It's not just ceremonial, it's a reminder of what this franchise means when it's at its best. Tough, proud, and bursting with belief. For Raheem Morris, this preseason won't just be about who plays and who rests. It'll be about setting a tone. For a team with ambition, for a city that wants to believe again, and for a roster that, if handled right, might just be ready to make some noise in the NFC. The decisions made in August might not win headlines, but come December, they might win games. Forget easing into the season. The NFL handed the Falcons a Week 1 gauntlet, and they're going to have to charge through it at full speed. It starts with a home opener against a loaded Tampa Bay squad that's quietly stockpiling weapons on both sides of the ball. Then it's 2 straight on the road, first under the primetime lights against Minnesota, and then a bruising NFC South matchup with a revamped Carolina team that believes it's finally turned a corner. By Week 4, Washington, a young, aggressive, and surging NFC threat, comes to town. This isn't a warm-up. It's a sprint from the blocks. And it's why the Falcons may have no choice but to get serious about reps in August. The preseason plan. Smart reps, no reckless moves. Here's how it could look. Give Michael Penix Jr. a few meaningful snaps with the full offensive unit. We're talking Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and yes, Ryan Neuzil at center, because timing between a quarterback and his center isn't something you figure out on the fly. This is the Falcons' future. Let him feel it now. Kirk Cousins, a short series, one drive, maybe two, just enough to shake off the rust from last season's Achilles tear. He doesn't need to prove he knows the system, he needs rhythm. Just not at the cost of health. And the defense? There's no reason not to roll out the rookies for a handful of plays. Guys like Billy Bowman Jr. in the nickel or Xavier Watts at safety. These are players expected to see real action this year. A few preseason reps to get a taste of game speed could go a long way. This isn't about going all in on August. It's about being ready when September hits like a freight train. The Ryan Neuzil situation. Clearing the free agency fog. A Falcons fan from Knoxville brought up a great question, one that's been circling Falcons Twitter for weeks. Can center Ryan Neuzil still negotiate with other teams? Isn't he a restricted free agent? Let's clear the air. He's not going anywhere. Yes, Neuzil was a restricted free agent with a right of first refusal tender. From March 13th to April 19th, he was free to shop around. If another team made an offer, the Falcons could have matched or let him walk. But no one stepped up. That window is closed. Neuzil's only path now is back to Atlanta or sitting out the season, neither of which seems to be his plan. The Falcons tendered him a one-year, $3.26 million deal. That's not peanuts. And they've made it clear. Head coach Raheem Morris and GM Terry Fontenot both see Neuzil as the glue in this offensive line. The guy started 10 games last year, undrafted and unheralded, and quietly held his own. He's a tone setter, and with a rookie like Penix or a returning vet like Cousins, a steady hand at center might be more important than any other position on offense. So why hasn't he signed yet? Nobody knows. But there's no panic in Flowery Branch. Neuzil is part of the plan. He knows it. The Falcons know it. It's just a matter of time. The number 11 controversy. A jersey, a legacy, a franchise memory. From Brooklyn, New York, comes a scorching take that echoes what many Falcons fans are whispering. How could you give number 11 to anyone else? Jalen Walker, the promising rookie receiver, is the new wearer of one of Atlanta's most iconic numbers. And that decision? It stings. Number 11 isn't just a jersey, it's a symbol. It belongs to a legend, a player who redefined the wide receiver position in Atlanta. Over 12,000 yards, 7 Pro Bowl nods, and more unforgettable moments than we can count. One-handed grabs, sideline toe drags, game-winning leaps. That number was sacred. And now? Now it's stitched onto a rookie. This isn't a knock on Jalen Walker. By all accounts, the kid's got talent, swagger, and the work ethic to make his mark. But when you hand out number 11 in this town, you're not just giving away a number. You're handing over a piece of Falcons history. Maybe it's a new chapter. Maybe it's a reminder that legacies live on in fresh cleats and untold stories. But for now, it's a decision that feels like a gut punch, and fans have every right to feel it. In Atlanta, no number hangs in eternal retirement. The Falcons don't seal off jerseys in glass cases. Instead, they honor greatness through the Ring of Honor, not a retired laundry list. And that philosophy, it's staring fans in the face with one of the offseason's most talked about decisions. Jalen Walker in number 11. That number doesn't come with just a name, it comes with a legacy. Walker isn't trying to erase that. He's being asked to honor it, to live up to it. Much like Bijan Robinson, who took on Michael Vick's number. 7. It's not about disrespect, it's about responsibility. Big cleats to fill? Absolutely. But if Walker is hunting quarterbacks with the same hunger that number 11 once hunted deep balls, then maybe, just maybe, we're watching a new legend begin his own chase. The special teams. Chess match. Coup versus the unknown. Zoom in on one of the most high-stakes position battles in camp. The kicker. It's a name you know versus a name you're about to. Younghoe Koo has been Mr. Reliable since arriving in 2019. At his peak in 2020, he hit nearly 95% of his field goals and became the onside kick magician of the league. From 2019 to 2023, he was among the most consistent legs in football. But then came 2024, a stunning drop-off to 73.5% accuracy with misses that stung in late-game moments. Whether it was mechanics, nagging injuries, or confidence issues, something broke. Enter Lenny Kaps, a German import whose EuroLeague tape made waves across scouting circles. He's the wild card. A leg with power, clean technique, and a calm confidence that you just can't teach. The Falcons didn't wait. They moved fast to lock him in before other teams even blinked. Now it's a full-blown kicking competition. Koo has the resume. Kaps has the intrigue. Both have something to prove. It's a storyline that could decide a season. Atlanta's margin for error is razor thin, and one missed field goal could be the difference between 8 to 9 mediocrity and a playoff berth. Big picture. The tipping point of 2025. Now zoom out. Look at the whole field. This isn't just about one jersey, one kicker, or one preseason rep. This is Atlanta's tipping point. The Falcons are staring at a schedule that offers no breathers. They've got a first-round rookie quarterback who needs every rep he can get, a defense flooded with youth and potential, and special teams that will have to win close games. There's no luxury to be cautious. The preseason isn't a warm-up this year. It's a stress test. Atlanta has to hit the ground sprinting. No sleepwalking into Week 1, not when the first 4 games include Tampa, Minnesota, Carolina, and Washington. In 2025, the Falcons have to decide who they are. Fall flat, and it's another year of 8 to 9 purgatory with what-ifs hanging in the air like ghosts. But get it right? Get Penix firing early, the defense locked in, the kicker steady, and Walker rising in number 11? Then this team isn't just playoff ready. It's a legit NFC South contender. The legacy of past Falcons stars is watching. And this new crop of talent is ready to answer the call. So here's the final whistle question for you. Should the starters suit up for preseason? Is Koo still the guy, or is Kaps the future? Is Neuzil the anchor of this line, or is there reason to worry? And Jalen Walker in number 11, a bold new chapter, or a step too far? This is a new script, a fresh take, something you haven't heard before. And if you're a Falcons fan, this is your moment to weigh in, because the torch has been passed, and now it's time to light the fire again.